Not many characters have been traumatized more than Wolverine. So he's been going through it for decades upon decades. He's not weak. He's not soft. He's also not a 6'4" Australian. I mean,
right? Is he, like a foot shorter than that?
He's a 5'3" Canadian. Damn. No shade at Hugh Jackman. I like his portrayal, but that's not my Wolverine from the comics. He was born in the 1800s in Alberta, Canada. His name was James Howlett. Wasn't even Logan. He was a fragile, sick kid. He was born to a wealthy family, old money. He was cared for by this young Irish girl named Rose O'Hara. They befriended this kid named Dog. Dog was the son of the groundskeeper, Thomas Logan. Now, here's the thing about James' mom. James' mom, she's a little freaky. She actually slept with the groundskeeper, Thomas Logan, and that's who James' dad really was. He didn't know this at the time. Dog is actually his half-brother. Dog's father, Thomas Logan, was very abusive of the son. Dog resented James for his wealth. He starts, trying to get some of Rose. Because of that, Thomas Logan, the dad, got fired. When he got fired, dude, he storms the estate and actually murders John Howlett. This is the man who James thought was his father. Kills him right in front of James. This was a psychological trigger that literally ends James' childhood instantly. First time the fucking claws popped out, Adrian, he saw the guy who thought was his dad be killed by someone who he thought was his mutation manifest in the most violent way fucking possible. Dude, claws ripped through the back of his hands. He fucking snaps, impales Thomas Logan. He slashes Dog across the face. Him and Rose, they run away to hide his identity because he comes from this wealthy family. Rose gives him the name Logan. So you fucking just killed Thomas Logan and you're going to take the name of the person you just killed? Okay, Rose, maybe we shouldn't have you making decisions. But anyways, over the next few decades, his mutant healing factor kicks in and it actually starts curing him from these frailties. Because, dude, he was a frail fucking sick kid. And it also slows down his aging. Dog actually tracks them down years later. They get into this brutal brawl. Rose tries to intervene, and she's accidentally impaled by Logan's claws, killing her. Let me just tell you something. There's going to be a trend of this type of shit happening to Logan. His core trauma throughout his life is his aggressive, violent nature typically destroys the people he loves. In the early 1900s, Logan found peace again. He's living in a cabin in the Canadian Rockies with a Blackfoot woman named Silver Fox. Motherfucking Sabertooth shows up, Adrian. When's he show up? On Logan's birthday. Sabertooth tracks them down, and it seems like he murders Silver Fox. This sparks this century-long fucking blood-soaked rivalry between these two. Sabertooth would hunt Logan down every year on his birthday just to torture him. Show up, fuck with him, beat his ass, remind him that he killed his girl, whatever the fuck. This was actually not 100% what happened. So Sabertooth did track Logan down in the Rockies. He did attack Silver Fox. Logan did believe she was dead, but she actually survived. Weapon X program, there was a mutant telepath named Aldo Farrow. He manipulated them and implanted these false memories to make the trauma seem real. You really using it to try to break Logan down. So decades later, Logan finds out that Silver Fox is still alive. Not only did she survive, she actually became a high-ranking official in Hydra, terrorist fucking organization. So after Logan finds out she's alive, he loses her all over again. Sabertooth tracks them down and violently murders her for real. He wanted to make sure that Logan had to live through that shit a second time. Okay. Before being kidnapped by the Weapon X program, he spent decades wandering the world as a soldier. In World War I, he was serving in the Canadian military. Logan falls in love. Bro, Logan's a sucker for love, dude.
Apparently.
I mean, remember Apocalypse is like, dude, I ain't got time for love. This motherfucker obviously has time for love, but it keeps fucking biting him in the ass. So he fell in love with this woman named Janet. His commanding officer, Silas Burr, who later becomes the villain Cyber, murders Janet just to teach Logan a lesson about attachment. Then he brutally beats Logan and gouges out one of his eyes to prove that even though you got this healing factor, bro, I can still beat your motherfucking ass. Fast forward, World War II. Logan fought alongside a young Steve Rogers and Bucky Barnes. Logan was ruthless, though. He, in Cap, is the idolist and all that. So they had different moral codes, but they forged a deep respect as, I guess, brothers in arms. They fought against Nazis. They fought against Hydra together. So he's pretty close with Cap. So after the World Wars, Logan travels to Japan to train in martial arts. What does he do, Adrian? He falls in love with somebody else. A local person named Itsu. They got married. And then there's this motherfucker, Romulus. He has literally been watching Logan his entire life from afar. Romulus ordered Bucky, the Winter Soldier, who was brainwashed at the time, to assassinate his current girl. Basically, don't date Wolverine. Don't even fucking hang out with Wolverine because you're probably going to end up dead. So he orders Bucky to assassinate her while she's pregnant, and Romulus then cut the unborn child out. Dakin. Logan don't even know. He thinks the kid's dead. Romulus snatches that up, robs him of a family again, robs him of a child, sends him back into isolation. Now, we're in the 60s now, Adrian. Logan was recruited into a highly classified covert CIA wet work team named Team X. He ran alongside Sabertooth, Maverick, Kestrel, and Silver Fox. They're sent into foreign territories to assassinate targets, steal intelligence, and sabotage enemy operations. To keep them on a tight leash, they brought in the cyborg Aldo, the telepath. He would create fake scenarios, relationships, fake trauma, literally just mind fucking them worse than Xavier would do. The scientists, they would build literal sets, like a cabin in the woods, and place props around them while they were sedated, subjected to telepathic manipulation. So they went so far to have them believe that these things really fucking happened. If a Team X member was ever captured and interrogated, they couldn't give up the actual government secrets because their minds were so scrambled of all these fake fucking movies and all this bullshit. So Logan eventually transitioned out of the Team X field. Logan was targeted by the Weapon X program, led by Professor Thornton and Dr. Bitch-ass Cornelius, because of his mutant healing factor, because that was off the charts. He was the only mutant biologically on Earth capable of surviving the adamantium bonding process at the time without dying. He was hunted down, sedated, kidnapped. They stripped him down, chemically bonded indestructible adamantium directly to his motherfucking skeleton. I'd imagine it probably didn't feel well.
Probably.
It's probably agonizing pain. They treated him like an animal, kept him in the cage. They wiped what was left of his mind. They treated him like a fucking feral dog, dude. They would unleash him in controlled environments to slaughter test targets. So they were building him up to be this machine. Logan's rage eventually overrode the brainwashing. He broke completely free, fucking using these new metal claws, and massacred almost the entire facility before escaping fucking naked through the winter snow screaming, "Oh my God." So he's wandering, dude. He's feral. He's starving in the wilderness. And Logan was discovered by this couple, James and Heather Hudson. They nursed him back to physical and mental health. And they, gave him a family again in a lot of ways. Now, because James Hudson worked for the Canadian government, Logan was drafted into Department H, becoming the very first recruit, Adrian, for Canada's premier superhero squad, Alpha Flight. Yep. They gave him the name Wolverine. And operating under government orders, the part he's really known for here is when he fights the Hulk. A heavily armed Logan dropped into the wilderness to stop a destructive brawl between Wendigo and the Incredible Hulk. And Logan went toe-to-toe with the Hulk. Now, the part we always like to talk about, Adrian, is when they joined the X-Men, right? So the original X-Men were captured and living in the island of Krakoa. Charles Xavier needed a highly lethal strike team to save them. He ain't gonna do it on his own in his fucking wheelchair. So he tracks down Logan, finds him on this Canadian military base. He didn't just fucking ask nicely. He uses his Omega level telepathy. He looked inside of Logan's scrambled, traumatized brain. He broke some of the Weapon X mental blocks that were put in there, and he gave him a taste of clarity. He's like a fucking mental drug dealer, dude. He gave him a little sample, right? Hey, here's what I could do for you. And then he said, I will unlock the rest if you can cut a hole into my blanket with one of those claws. I'm just playing. He didn't say that. He was then drawn to Xavier's mission, and believe it or not, he got one look at Red, Adrian. He saw Jean Grey and he's like, oh, sign me up for this motherfucking team. So he told his Canadian commanding officers to go fuck themselves. You can take your orders, shove them up your bitch ass, quits Department H, walks out, joins the X-Men. And I think for the first time, he found a real family that wanted him to be a hero, not just a weapon.
Right.
Let's talk about his powers. His mutant healing factor. Without that, the adamantium would kill him. The speed at what his cells regenerate are 1,000 times faster than a normal human. He can heal from gunshot wounds and deep lacerations in a matter of seconds. Severe tissue damage like 3rd-degree burns over his entire body could heal in hours or days. He can regenerate organs. He can regrow eyes, massive chunks of flesh. His body instantly metabolizes poisons, drugs, diseases. It's almost impossible for him to get drunk. Nerve gas ain't going to do shit to him, and he ain't going to be killed by any conventional venom. The adamantium bonded to his skeleton is highly toxic, so his healing factor has to work 24/7 just to fight off this metal poisoning. If the metal were removed, his healing factor would double in speed and efficiency. The metal, though, is heavy. It adds about 100 pounds to his body. He is fast enough to dodge a bullet with the adamantium. His bones are virtually unbreakable. They can take massive blunt force trauma, like getting punched by Hulk or getting hit with a speeding train without suffering a single fucking fracture. The metal adds about 100 pounds. So he's 5'3", 300 pounds.
Right.
I mean, you go to Walmart right now and fucking find 3 chicks that are 5'3", 300 pounds. But not built like Wolverine.
Right.
He's got the 3 claws. They're housed in his forearm. Everybody knows that. They originally were bone. We didn't know that for a long time in the comics. These things are razor sharp. They can cut through almost any substance in the Marvel Universe. Steel, rock, even some highly durable alien metals. His body does not have natural ports for the claws, though. Every time he pops them out, he physically tears through skin, muscle, and nerves of his knuckles. So his healing factor instantly patches the wound, but it shit hurts every time he pulls it out. It don't fucking feel good. Wow. Imagine having 3 giant knives blast through your fucking hands whenever you want to use your claws. So you better take them out if you really want to use them.
Right.
He's got this superhuman sense of smell. He can track a target by scent across entire continents. Even if the trail is days old or covered by rain, he can instantly identify shapeshifters like Mystique or Skrulls because their scent doesn't change. He can smell human emotions, detecting fear or spotting a lie by chemical changes in somebody's sweat. He's got advanced hearing. He can hear a heartbeat through a solid steel wall. He can listen to whispered conversations from blocks away. He can detect the breathing of a sniper hiding in the fucking trees. Enhanced sight. He has perfect night vision. He can see in pitch blackness as clear as he can see in daytime. His muscles instantly repair, so he can push his body far beyond human limits. He's about 2-ton guy. His healing factor eliminates fatigue. He ain't getting tired. His muscles do not get tired. He can fight at peak capacity for fucking days. He's got enhanced speed and agility. Even though he weighs 300 pounds, his reflexes and agility are superhuman. He can dodge a point-blank gunfire and move so quickly in combat that even seasoned mercenaries can't track him. He's also one of the most highly trained martial artists on Earth. He's fought in countless wars over the last century, dude. So he's mastered dozens of martial art styles while living in Japan. He's an expert on pressure points, anatomy, swordplay, and firearms. Because of how scarred his brain is from all these memory wipes, he's got some resistance to telepathy. Then you got the berserker rage. When he's pushed to the absolute fucking edge, he enters this feral, animalistic state where he stops feeling pain. He ignores all kinds of tactical thinking. He fights on pure instinct. In this state, he is the most lethal and unpredictable. It makes him dangerous to both enemies and allies. He's just fucking snaps. One of the most traumatic storylines in the comics was the Fatal Attraction story, where Magneto snaps and rips his adamantium completely out of his fucking body. This trauma overloaded Logan's healing factor. It almost killed him. Now that this adamantium's out of there, his mutation's no longer being held in check. He actually turned into a savage fucking feral beast. Because he kind of has this animalistic look anyways.
Right.
But without the adamantium, that continued to mutate. His fucking nose flattened out. He got hair in other places, and he was a little more like hunched over. Literally looked like a fucking animal. Left the X-Men for a while. Now, years later, motherfucking Apocalypse, Adrian.
Of course.
He captured Logan, captured Sabertooth, forced them to fight each other. The winner was going to get the adamantium upgrade. So Logan was not going to let Sabertooth win this. He fucking won. He beat Sabertooth, and Apocalypse rebonded the metal to Logan's skeleton, brainwashed him into becoming the Horseman of Death. Logan, though, eventually fought through that programming with the help of the X-Men and some friends. But he was a Horseman of Apocalypse before, and that's how he got his adamantium back. He's always getting fucking brainwashed. For over a century, Logan's mind was fucking scrambled. When Scarlet Witch had her mental breakdown and rewrites reality, when she grants everybody their deepest desires, that unlocked Logan's memories, and he was able to remember his entire fucking 100-year life perfectly when she decided to give everybody what they wanted. So from that point on, no more memory issues. He knows everything. He goes and hunts down a bunch of people from the past, like Cyber, Bucky, Deadpool. He finally learns who Romulus is, realizes that he's been a pawn in his fucking chess game for so long. So he hunts Romulus down. Romulus wants Wolverine to murder him. If he kills Romulus, Romulus felt like it would prove that Logan is just a mindless fucking animal. So instead of that, he doesn't kill him. He goes and recruits Cloak. They have this fucking bloody battle. Logan, instead of killing him, he maneuvers Romulus right into Cloak's portal, traps him in this dark dimension. His relationship with Cyclops, dude, they've been at it on the same team, love-hate relationship forever, right? After decades of this dynamic, a mutant teenager is forced to murder mercenaries to survive. And Logan draws a line in the sand, deciding children should never be used as soldiers. Cyclops believes they have to fight to survive, and this splits these two. They have a brutal fight. The mutant race is split in half because Cyclops has become this radical militant general, and Logan actually, they're on the island of, I think it's Krakoa. Logan takes the kids and leaves. He goes back to the Westchester school, rebuilds it. He takes half the mutants back with him. He names a new academy, the Jean Grey School for Higher Learning. Of course he does. And this dude goes from being this feral, berserker, rage, mindless fucking killer, and he actually becomes exactly what Blanket Boy Xavier had originally envisioned, a headmaster dedicated to giving the next generation of mutants a normal life that he didn't have. But that, my friends, is who the fuck Wolverine is. Logan, the 5'3" Canadian motherfucking menace.